It's Cassie from the podcast Cassie's World. I know it's been a year since I posted my last video. Please forgive me. I took a break because I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do with the channel. I didn't want it to be like a podcast because I have a podcast. So I think I'm going to take a vlog approach with this channel instead. So you're going to get day in the life of Cassie. Randomly, I might take a trip, might go out to eat, do some crazy things, and it's going on YouTube. Smiley face. So if you haven't already subscribed, do so. Like the video also. So if you're tuning in, I know that you're tuning in because you want to know more about my spiritual journey that I currently am on. Just to give you guys a little backstory, I've always identified as a Christian. I've been curious about spirituality, but I was on the fence about actually becoming spiritual just because of things that I had been taught about it, and also because I was religious. So I'm going to just tell you what made me go ahead and dive into this spiritual journey. Like I said, I've been a Christian my entire life. I got involved at a church. I was non-denominational, predominantly white church, and loved the church when I first joined. I got really involved in a lot of life groups and made a lot of friends, made a lot of connections at the church. Pandemic happened and True Colors came out. We were in the midst of, this fake virus. Black Lives Matter, All Lives Matter, and I felt like a lot of Christians were using religion in a way that it was kind of like a do what I say, not as I do way. They would say things that were inappropriate, completely, offensive, and then say, I'm human, I'm sorry. God knows where my heart is. The Bible says, blase, 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 please forgive me. God knows my heart. He can only judge me. But then on the flip side of that, you would have people out here that were living a different lifestyle that wasn't what you approved of, and you're judging them and then using the Bible as your reason for judging. You have this community of people that you don't agree with, LGBT community that you don't agree with, and then you're basically judging them and telling them how their lifestyle is wrong based off this book and your religious beliefs. And on the flip side of that, it does say in the Bible, don't judge people, but yet you're doing it, and then saying, forgive you for your comment, but don't forgive them for their lifestyle. And I didn't like it. It bothered me a lot. So I decided to do my own research as far as like spiritual awakenings and paths and journeys. So I did my research, and my word of advice to anybody on the fence about taking a spiritual leap and, becoming more spiritual is to do your research. Like I said, I was a Christian, and I had a lot of beliefs in my head that it was really hard to kind of see past it because of what I had been taught over the years. So I went into, research mode, and I did it from an open mind. Like, all right, so let me try to understand this. Let me look at it from a different point of view. And it also helped because I had a close friend of mine and my sister have, they're spiritual. So I, reached out to them like, hey, can you explain some things to me? Because I just want to make sure, I'm not looking at this wrong. I want to be sure that I understand it completely before I say no or I say yes. So that was a big help. So if you're on the fence about, becoming spiritual or, trying to tap into spiritual gifts, I definitely say do your research. Find you somebody that you trust and value who is also on this journey, and they will definitely, give you some insight on what to expect and what to do and what not to do. So that, is one thing. Research. Find you somebody that is spiritual that you trust, and, get their insight and see how they feel. Pick their brain. So after doing my research, I saw, like, hey, being spiritual isn't bad. I'm not worshiping the devil. I'm not doing the devil's work. I still believe there is a God. Yes, there is a higher power. There is a God. So when I meditate and I pray and I journal and I manifest, I'm not manifesting to idols. I'm manifesting to God. Do your research. Find you somebody that is already on this journey that you trust and you value their opinion, and kind of get their insight. Pick their brain to understand, what to expect. Everybody's spiritual journey is not the same, so it's not going to be identical, but they can kind of give you somewhat of, you know, a guide to go by. I have a friend of mine, she's heavy into her spiritual journey. I talked to her, I was like, hey, can you enlighten me? I don't want to keep this misconception of what spirituality is. And, she did. She told me, she gave me some advice, told me some things that I could do. She's really big on like moon phases. So, part of that, I was like, all right, let me research these moon phases and see, what I'm supposed to do, what I'm not supposed to do. How does this really, change my journey, my path? So, again, do your research, find somebody that you trust. Um, and when I did my research, it's a lot of things that come with spirituality, a lot of different outlets and tools that can be used during your journey. It can be overwhelming. So definitely start off small. Don't go out and buy all these meditating kits, these crystals, these tarot cards. Don't do it. Start off small until you get comfortable with what you're doing. Me right now, I meditate. I do yoga. I journal, and I set intentions. Not much has really changed as far as like my behaviors for manifesting and praying. Um, and interchangeably, you can say manifest and pray, because prayer is simply a manifestation. You're just doing it in a religious way. Manifesting is a prayer, but just more like a command, affirming something. So like I said, I meditate, I play my music. I'm going to drop some links in the description boxes of some albums that I find and comfortable and relaxing while I meditate. And I do my yoga. Um, I journal. I've been journaling for quite some time now, but I like to journal just to look back and be like, oh, look, this happened a year ago on this day, da 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 da, or whatever, or just to see the growth that I've made over a course of time. So I figured, during this time would be especially important to journal, because I get to see, from day one where I started to boom, 3 weeks in, this is where you are. Oh, look at how you're talking in this one. Now look at your journal entry here. You're more confident with your speech. Definitely journal. Yeah, so if you're starting a spiritual journey, or if you're on the fence like I was, I definitely say research. Start off small. Don't dive into this thing deep. Journal just to document your journey and to look back and reflect and see all of the things that you did at day one versus what you're doing at day 66 or whatever. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. I haven't been on it long. I really made this video just because I know there are a lot of videos on YouTube of people that have been on their spiritual journey for years. I'm really at a beginner's level, and I just wanted to kind of share my experiences and my insight on it and why I chose to go this route versus staying Christian. I'm excited. I can't wait to post more videos about this spiritual awakening and my spiritual journey. Like I said, I went through my first spiritual awakening about a week ago, and it was exciting. I am going to do another video just to kind of tell you guys what I experienced. It wasn't anything crazy like I thought it would have been, prior to doing research, but it's exciting, it's fun, and I do hope that this video either helped you join the spiritual train, or put the nail in the coffin if you were on the fence, because like I said, a lot of the videos on YouTube are from people that have been on this journey for quite some time, and I wanted to come on here and talk to you guys from a beginner's level, and also to document my journey along the way, so I can look back at this maybe a month from now and be like, oh, look at me, I got my crystals or whatever. But in the meantime, whatever, y'all stay tuned. I'm excited. Be sure to like this video, Comment in the comments below, subscribe so that you guys can know when I post new videos. It's been real. It's been great. Until next time, be blessed.